There's momentum now for an infrastructure plan. Could that make a significant difference to the U.S. economy if there were to be an infrastructure plan implemented this year?
Absolutely. So it's a big job creator. There's a lot of hard equipment investment that goes on to support infrastructure spending. It would be a huge tailwind to the economy. That said, I don't think we get it this year. I think it's great that the administration is pushing this. It does get bipartisan support. That is not new, though. Folks in Congress have wanted infrastructure spending for a long time, and they just have not been able to get move the needle on it. But you can't make America great again unless you rebuild America at the same time. And so, but just given the congressional dynamics and the fact that we just passed big deficit increasing tax bill, I just don't see it happening this year.
So what happens to corporate America, Ellen? Because we obviously are seeing some tailwinds, but some major headwinds as well, not least of which, this tax regime change is a one-off, and investors, shareholders are looking for their piece of that pie. And then we have a weaker dollar for companies to contend with as well.
Yeah, so I think the currency has been a very interesting story. It's brought up, as you know, Mnuchin's comments from Davos created a lot of volatility because while he did go on to say in those same comments that yes, the U.S. has a strong dollar policy, he focused on the near-term effects of a weaker dollar, supports trade, good for company earnings. The interesting thing there is that it's okay to mention the near-term effects of a currency. We used to see the Fed also shy away from mentioning anything but the strong dollar policy of the U.S. But Governor Brainerd came on board the FOMC, and she was the first one when the dollar was collapsing in 2015, 2016, and said, look, this matters. It's going to push down inflation. The dollar was racing along. It's collapsing today. It was racing along then. It's a lot of volatility, but it was going to have an effect on inflation. And she said, look, the more the dollar appreciates, the shallower the path for policy will be. It's a very realistic view to take, and it's not going against the strong dollar policy of the U.S.